Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 2. This is episode 6, and I am currently standing above the zombie/drown farm that we finished up last episode. Now, as I was about to hit record, a creeper did make its way down. Oh man, it's nighttime again. But a creeper made its way down and blew up right here, and thankfully it didn't do too much damage. It only destroyed about 3 glass blocks, so that was very lucky, because in between episodes, another creeper made its way down and actually blew up this whole area here and even destroyed the piston. So that was a little frustrating because I did have to go and grab some glass to patch it up. But, yep, this is what we did during the last episode. Since then, I did make a few modifications to this. Let's go ahead and shut these down. So in the last episode, I was having trouble with the water elevator. The zombies were going up, and then they kept falling back down. Now, a couple comments have suggested that I just make a 1x1 elevator. So what I did was I removed all the signs and placed in a wall instead. And that has been working out so much better. So you do see there is a little bit of a clog, but eventually what will happen is that zombie will nudge that zombie into the water elevator. That one will nudge that one. And then we're really left... Oh, where's my face? Oh, hello? Oh, disappear. Disappear behind the glass block, apparently. But yeah, we're only getting one stuck down below as opposed to last episode where they would go up and keep falling down and we're actually dying down there. So that was a huge issue. And then I also added... Let's go ahead and do this while I'm talking. I also added a little bit of a storage system right here. So in this one, I am collecting all of the rotten flesh. In this one, I am collecting the nautilus shells, and it's going to be a while before we actually fill that up. But what I was mainly concerned about was filtering all of these items out here. So you can see I have been running this for a while, and those are all the drops that we are getting. And they should be changing here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and wait a few more seconds. And there they go, and all the armor still goes flying everywhere. But let's go ahead, we're going to shut the water off, and then we push this for our softener. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to repair my diamond shovel, because I do have to do some digging this episode. Now, I'm not quite sure if I'm doing this right. I feel like I'm actually wasting durability trying to finish all of these drown off. So I've done this a few times already, and what I've noticed is that the durability really isn't going back up. It seems like I'm collecting more levels than anything. For today's episode, what I want to do is get started on my base. This is going to be my base area for the season, and what I thought I would do, now that the Nether update is out, I can share what my plans are. So with another update being out, we do have new mobs, we do have new biomes. So what I thought I would do is make myself a research center. So this will be another research center, but of course we will have other things in here that we're researching, like, you know, farms and things like that. So I thought that'd be a very cool idea, and for this, I'm thinking we're going to go with more of a modern build. Now, the inspiration from this did come from the Avengers headquarters, the New York-based one. I guess I think that's the only one that's there. But yeah, the one that we see in Endgame. But of course, I am going to add my own personal touch to it. But again, going with that modern feel. So I am going to be using a lot of white concrete. I'm going to be using gray concrete for accent. And then some dark oak for the trims. And then probably spruce for the inside. Now, I'm also going to build this in phases. Phase 1 is going to be the entrance / lobby area, and this is what I have marked out for it, from this corner to that netherrack to that netherrack there, and then this one there. So this is going to be one section, and then as we complete sections, we will move on. Now, I don't have the other ones marked off just yet. Now, the reason why I am doing phases is because these are going to be, well, pretty big projects, and we do have all season to do it. But with that, I want to take it piece by piece. That way I'm not really, not burning myself out or stressing out about trying to do the whole thing. I think it's a little bit easier to kind of split it up into different phases. That way when I complete one side of it, we definitely accomplish something, and then from there, we can just build some momentum and then move on to the next phase, then to the next one, and then the next one after that. And then with the, I need to eat. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Now, with us finding the double zombie spawner, as I mentioned, we can go ahead and add this to the base area as well. Again, this is probably going to stay like this for a while. I probably will make it more mob proof. That way I don't have creepers sneaking down and blowing me up, and especially with that glass floor. Yeah, we just don't want to deal with that. So, again, this will be worked into the plans eventually. It wasn't a part of the original plan, but hey, that's okay. We can go ahead and work that in as well. But for now, let's go ahead and work on phase 1. Since we're building with concrete this season, we are going to need quite a bit of sand. So first things first, I do need to gather some sand. I'm pretty good on gravel because I collected a lot of that while I was digging. So I do have about a chest full of gravel. But sand, I really don't have that much. All the sand I did have, I turned into glass. So what I'm going to try to do is fill up a shulker box full of sand. And that should get us started, hopefully. To do this project, I am going to need some ink sacks. And hopefully Prowl has some in stock. Now he's selling them 1 diamond for 16, and yes, he does have some. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ink sacks. And let's go ahead and, oh, cool. So let's go ahead and grab 8. And I just thought about this. I don't have inventory slots for these ink sacks, but let me go ahead and place in the diamonds, and I'll figure this out in just a moment. I totally forgot that ink sacks stack in 64 and not 16, so I only needed 2 inventory slots. But while we're here, let's go ahead and check on the chicken shop to see if we made any profit. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And, ooh, all right, we made 6 diamonds, so that is, I'm pretty sure that is more than I made last season when I had Rogue's Fried Chicken. So I think we found our groove here. So last season I was selling, what the heck? Last season I was selling chicken. Come on, why can't I fly? Last season I was selling chicken, there we go. 1 stack for a diamond, and no one was really buying it. But this time we tried to sweeten the deal a little bit. We made it 2 stacks for a diamond, and it looks like that has paid off because again we have made 6 diamonds. Time for a progress update. So I got pretty much the whole shell of phase 1 done, and again using the gray concrete, and this I was going to use white concrete, but I wanted to add a little texture to the building. So what I decided to do instead was use the quartz pillar blocks for the outsides here, and again giving the texture with those lines. I think that looked really good. And for this side, this is just going to be solid wall, and then again we do have window above. And if we head inside, if you can't see it already, again just being a shell, right here we are going to have the little receptionist desk counter area. This area is going to go into the facility, and then this whole area is going to be, I guess you can say it's going to be the lobby area. So what I'm thinking is we can place some shelves here, we can place in a TV, some carpet, some furniture, and then here, because we have such a nice view of outside, what I'm thinking is having a little cafe right here and throwing the little coffee shop probably against that wall. I think that would look really cool. Again, phase 1 is just a lobby area because, I'm sure, well, personally, I haven't been to any research centers, but I would imagine, like any other building, it is going to have a lobby and guest area when you first walk into the building before you actually get into the whole facility itself. So this is what this area is going to be, and of course I do need to add the roof to the top as well. For the bookshelves, I'm going to use a white concrete, and since we don't have concrete slabs, but hopefully someday we will, but in the meantime I'm going to use quartz slabs to finish off that. And the nice part now about having the mob heads is I can actually decorate these here. So that will be very nice to do. So let's go ahead and place these in like that. And then we want this one to go right. Oops, put it in the wrong spot. We want to go one more down and then right there. So we can place something on top of that. So those are going to be the shelves. And again, it is nicely centered. I did have to move the wall one block over, so that's okay. Now for here, I want to place in a TV. So we're going to have right here a 2-wide painting that we're going to pass off as a TV, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't have it on me at the moment, but we're going to have a bookshelf there, a TV, and then again, we are going to have some sort of carpet here to break up all of this brown, and then we are going to place in some furniture. All right, this area is done. I did bring the bookshelves in one block because having 2 blocks off to the side of the TV looked a little awkward. So yeah, that definitely looks a lot better, and then that way I was able to center these as well. So that came out pretty good. I placed in the carpet, and I used dark oak as furniture, and then I went ahead and placed in the reception desk, and then the beginning of, well, at least the counter for the cafe. Now I dug this area out because I do want to break up the wood some more, being the spruce. Now we do have new blocks, so I was kind of thinking of giving this a tile feel, so I'm thinking maybe we can use polished black stone, and I wonder how that looks. And that definitely breaks it up. Actually, I kind of like that. So let's go ahead and fill it in just to see. I'm most likely going to stick with it because I do like the way it looks. And again, cafes usually do have type of a tile-like floor, and I'm not sure if that's all of them, but I have seen cafes that look like that. And again, we do want to break up the brown, so that actually looks pretty good. So I can run this out a little bit more, but yeah, this is looking really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the floor and then place in some chairs and tables. The cafe area is finished, so I went ahead and placed in the chairs, tables, and I also added a little bit more to the counter. So I grabbed some sea pickles to act as cups, and then I made a little coffee machine. So I think that looks really cool. And then, of course, I placed up a glass window over here because, at least if I remember off the top of my head, it's been a while since I've been to a Starbucks, but I'm pretty sure where they make the coffee, they do have a little glass window up like that. So that's where that idea came from. But yeah, this cafe area is looking good. Now, my only concern is this corner over here. It is very, very empty. So I'm trying to think of what I could fill this in with. I went ahead and made a custom crimson fungus thing. Big one. Not really sure what the names are. Man, I really need to learn these names. So I made a little custom one because a bigger one was sticking against the windows, because remember, like this, if you have a block, this paint is going to come out and attach to it. So I didn't want that. But I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about this. It feels a little tight right here. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I'm thinking, I don't know, it feels out of place. I think we need a tree here or something, like an indoor tree. But again, we are going to leave this for now. And with that, this area is done. Oh, hello, sheep. We have our first guest. And I do need to add, I think we need to add something here and definitely something along these walls. And actually, I have an idea for this. There we go. I placed in a waterfall, and that definitely adds some more color here. We have our green, and now we have some blue to break up all of this gray, white, and brown. And I think that looks pretty good. Again, not too sure about that, but I would say this interior is done. And I will probably throw on the roof, not during this episode, but most likely in between, because I do have to gather a lot of resources just to cover up this area. And I'm not sure if I want to make this wood up top or if I want to make it white concrete. I haven't really decided yet, but again, I will do that off camera. Now, before we finish off the episode, I do need to add one more thing. As I mentioned, this is a research center, and with that, we need a proper name for this facility. So, with this, I do have an empty spot, and I do have a name in mind. So let me go ahead and put that up. The name of the building is in place, so without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our Nether research facility called Fox Tech. Now, when I was Googling laboratories and things like that, a lot of them ended with the name of Tech. So naturally, being that my name is Rogue Fox, I decided to go with Fox Tech. And we even got to throw the logo up there, which I think looks very cool. And if you remember last season with the shop, we had Fox Mart, and eventually it was supposed to turn to Foxco, but we never got that far. So again, playing off of the name and going with Tech, I came up with Fox Tech. So with that, phase 1 is done. Again, super excited about that, and it's definitely a lot easier to break the base off into phases. Again, to prevent any burnout or getting stressed out about getting my base together, what I can do, again, with the phases is plan out one area at a time, and then I'll know exactly what I need for the most part, resource-wise. So again, we're going to have a phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and then with the mob spawner over here, the double zombie spawner, we are going to add a new facility to the base area. So with that, we are going to bring a close to this episode. Again, making a lot of progress, which is always a good thing because, again, the goal of this season is to actually finish projects, unlike last season. So I'm super excited about this. I'm glad we got this done. Again, I might have to think about that right there. I'm not really loving it. So if you have any suggestions of what can go in that corner, let me know down in the comments below. But with that being said, everyone, this is going to be the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.